Hello you guys, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Whenever you see me in rainbow glam with the painted logo behind, you should know that that means I have a very special announcement. You guys have been spamming my emails, my DMs, my comment section asking when are the painted rainbow sponge blind boxes going to be available, and today I finally have an answer for you. First and foremost, if you don't know what this product is, these are Painted's first ever blind boxes. Our painted sponges are super viral all across the internet, the #1 best-selling beauty sponge in the entire world, and now they come in a blind box, which means you spend $10, the same price for a super soft, super sized sponge. But when you open up this box, you have an equal chance of receiving a red sponge, an orange sponge, a neon yellow sponge, a blue sponge, a purple sponge, or a pink sponge. However, a few very lucky people will open up their painted blind box and receive a golden painted sponge. That means not only do you get all 6 of the other colors, but you also get to select from an insane prize. You guys voted over on our painted TikTok, so the prizes include light blue AirPod Maxes, a Jacquemus designer handbag, an Aura ring, a Nintendo Switch 2 with Mario Kart included. You can be added to our painted PR list, and a brand new Canon G7X vlogging camera. But you guys didn't think that I would drop blind boxes again and not make any improvements, right? This time around, with our painted blind boxes, it is not going to be limited to just America. We are going global. I am so excited to announce not only will my American painted artists be able to order blind boxes or even win a golden sponge, but this will also be open to the UK and Australia, both with domestic shipping for the first time ever. And for this launch, we are going a whole lot bigger. You guys sold these out in literally less than 4 minutes, which broke all of our painted records. So for this launch, we have far more blind boxes and far more golden sponges, doubling the number to 12 worldwide. There will be 6 golden sponge winners in America, 4 in the UK, and 2 in Australia. And don't worry, each country will only be competing against each other and choosing from the same pool of 6 prizes. So for example, if an American golden sponge winner chooses the AirPod Maxes as their prize, this will still be available for a UK or Australian golden sponge winner to select if they want them. I am so excited for Painted to finally start expanding beyond the United States. I know there's so many of you guys watching out there from different countries that we currently don't ship to, and I promise I'm working on it every single day. Of course, I want my products in your guys' hands, but for right now, UK baddies and Australian girlies down under, I hope you are so excited for the Painted blind box launch, which, speaking of, let's finally discuss the details. These are going to be in stock only on the Painted website at painted.co Monday, September 15th at 2 p.m. PST. Which we selected, by the way, because it's pretty much the only time on the clock that all 3 countries are awake at the same time. So that's 2 p.m. PST here in LA on the West Coast. That's 5 p.m. EST over on the American East Coast. In the UK, London, Manchester, that is 10 p.m. GMT. And then over in Australia, you guys are 17 hours ahead, so it's actually the next day on Tuesday at 7 a.m. AEST. So if you want to get a painted blind box in your collection, receive one of 6 beautiful colors, or maybe even get a golden painted sponge, mark your calendars and set your alarms for next Monday, September 15th at 2 p.m. PST, because you guys are not going to want to miss out. Literally sold out in less than 4 minutes last time, so get ready to log on only at painted.co. We are so grateful for your guys' love and support. When you receive your blind boxes, please make sure you film your reaction. There were so many beautiful faces unboxing, and a lot of them went really viral too, so don't miss out on this incredible opportunity next Monday. I love you guys, and let's get right into today's YouTube video. I am so sick of beauty influencers lying to you guys. In case you missed it, Louis Vuitton just launched their very first makeup products. The launch consists of lipsticks that cost $160, and eyeshadow palettes that come with 4 colors and cost $250. $250! And guess what? Every single review that you'll find of these products online is 100% positive, because every influencer was on the PR list, except for me. Sometimes being left out has its perks though, because I went to the Louis Vuitton store, spent hundreds of dollars on these makeup products, and I'm gonna give you guys the only real, brutal, honest review because I don't have to worry about getting kicked off the PR list. In fact, today's YouTube video is actually going to be a full face of controversial, brutal, honest, new makeup product reviews. Everything from the Louis Vuitton makeup launch, Patrick Ta's reformulated highlighters. We're even gonna try out Underpainting for the first time from a new brand by Mary Phillips, Kendall Jenner, and Hailey Bieber's makeup artist, Charlotte Tilbury's new setting spray that claims to keep you matte all day long, and a ton of other makeup launches where I will tell you guys if they are actually worth your hard-earned money. It might be a long one today, so grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get into a full face of new controversial makeup launches. All right, if you guys are excited for today's video, I know we've been out of the makeup studio for a couple of weeks now. We've been cooking it up in the kitchen, and I'm glad that you guys have enjoyed it, but it's time to get back to the makeup roots. I'm honestly so excited for this full face of controversial new makeup launches today. Some of these items, ooh, I really hope are actually good, but before we get into that, please, as always, if you have not, give this video a big thumbs up down below. Your love and support helps out the channel a ton, and if you have not already, click that subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys are coming back every single Friday at 12 p.m. PST for a brand new video, but aren't actually subscribed. So click the button, or if you're on a TV, you can just swipe up with your remote and click the little button that way. I would love to have you guys in the family. That way we can hang out together every time there's a brand new video on the channel. All right, let's get right into this routine. Starting off the makeup routine today, the face is already prepped with some skincare. Now it's time for primer underneath the makeup. Now Fenty Beauty just launched their brand new Grip Trip Mattifying Blurring Primer. This is what it's giving. I have to be honest with you, I think this looks nasty. It's giving like in the Alien movies when the alien is like frozen inside of the chamber, like floating, and they're like preserving its body. It looks like somebody's like intestines or brain floating inside of there, and I don't like it. Also, I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I see primers like this, to me, this just makes me think of like those really cheap Temu color correcting primers that have like the green, white, and pink version of this.
And it also costs you $37 for that test tube.
This is $37?
Yep.
Rihanna, you don't need more of our money, sis.
James. Better have my money.
She's a billionaire. She doesn't need $37 for a primer. That's crazy. It comes out pink. Let's put it on and see. It's supposed to be blurring and mattifying. So we're just gonna apply this all over the skin. It does not have a fragrance. It's a very like neutral smell. And as I'm applying it, it goes on really smooth. Interestingly, it does go on very gel-like, but as I'm kind of blending it in, I do see that it's mattifying a bit. I don't really know about blurring, TBH. I'm really not doing much, if anything at all. Do I look blurred to you guys? I do like the fact that it's like drying down quite a lot, but I don't really have like super oily skin to begin with. So sometimes primers like this can end up pilling or getting really dry under complexion products, which does scare me a little bit because we have quite an intense complexion routine today. Starting off with a brand new makeup brand that literally just launched. This is MPH by Mary Phillips, who is the incredible makeup artist behind Kendall Jenner, Hailey Bieber, and so many other superstars that you guys know and love. Mary is very known for that clean girl, natural, supermodel makeup. Well, I shouldn't say she's not doing heavy glam because she is painting these girls. However, it doesn't look like it. And that is a style of makeup that I am not very good at, but will definitely be excited to try today. Now, this first product that she launched is an Underpainting palette, and it comes in a couple of different shades. I got the shade Light for today. And the whole premise of this is basically you kind of sculpt and contour your skin as a first step, and then you apply foundation in a light layer over top of it. And that's gonna help make it look like your face is naturally chiseled as opposed to like heavy contour and bronzer scrubbed on, which I am guilty of. Hello. She also launched this very cute underpainting sculpting brush. Now again, I was not on the PR list for this launch, so I did pay full price for it in store. This is $64 for 5 shades. Now my first instinct is to say that that is a little bit pricey because I mean, it's 5 colors for $64 is more than $12 per shade. That's a lot. And there's other cream contouring palettes on the market that could achieve a similar technique. However, not every brand is going to be cheap and affordable, right? It's up to you, the consumer, if you want to spend your hard-earned money on it. And Mary Phillips' work is definitely giving very luxurious. It's not like exactly girl next door glam. So the price does make sense. Now I'm gonna use the shade Contour 1 to start doing some sculpting. Now the whole idea of this again is that you kind of do your contour and highlight routine underneath your foundation so that when you blend over top of it, it makes it look a little bit more natural or like sculpted from within. So I'm just using my little brush and I'm kind of drawing on those contouring lines. We're gonna do the jawline. Ooh, this brush is really nice. It kind of like blends it in as you go, which I really love. We'll do the forehead. My first impressions of the formula is that it's blending out really beautifully, which I love. However, it's not super pigmented, which doesn't surprise me because again, supermodels like Kendall and Haley aren't exactly re-sculpting their entire face using contour. Their makeup artists are really just enhancing what's already there. However, I feel like the target customer of a brand like this are going to be the fans of Mary's work or the fans of Kendall and Haley's makeup and are gonna wanna recreate their looks on themselves. And a lot of people don't exactly have the luxury of being a supermodel underneath the makeup. They're gonna need a little bit more of that like re-sculpting and reshaping work, myself included. So I might prefer a little bit more pigmented of a formula. Just doing a little bit on the nose. I'm gonna go in with the contour shade number 2, which is a little bit warmer. And I'm gonna use this to kind of sculpt this out a bit more. I've never done a technique like this before, so I'm really excited to see if it actually works or if I'm gonna have to go in again later on to like re-sculpt. Now, obviously this looks a little harsh, which is the point, I guess. Oh, I look crazy. This first shade all the way over to the left is a color corrector. So I'm gonna dip right into this and I'm gonna use this to kind of fix any dark tones that are happening on my face. So I'll go right underneath the eyes with this, just in those kind of under eye bags. So you guys, as I start blending this out on my nose too, I'm starting to get a little bit of pilling from that mattifying primer. Don't love that. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of more color corrector on my chin area, just in case there's any 5 o'clock shadow coming through. You guys, look at this. My chin is starting to pill and peel off from the primer. Not ideal. Then I'm just gonna grab highlight 1 and use this to start putting it where my concealer would normally go. So that goes here. I'm gonna bring it up underneath my eye to help lift. I'll bring this underneath the contour. We'll do a little bit on the forehead as well, right above the eyebrows. And then we'll do one last line. Say a prayer, right down the center of the nose. This is so different than my normal makeup routine. Very cool, very interesting, the science behind all of this. That is pretty much my full face underpainted. So I guess now I kind of leave it unblended. And now I go in with foundation over top. Whoa. For foundation today, there's actually been a couple of new foundation launches. I really wanted to try out the new Natasha Denona foundation because it looks just beautiful, but my package has not yet arrived here to the house. So instead, I'm gonna be using the also brand new Benefit Professional Foundation, smoothing and blurring. Benefit launched a foundation a million years ago, and I remember it didn't do very well for the brand. People really disliked it, but I have seen some really positive reviews of this new foundation that actually launched. So let's go ahead and see if it's actually worth the hype. Do I apply this with a brush over top or a sponge? Probably a sponge, right? You know what? Okay, let me take a pause on this for a second because you guys saw the intro of today's video. Rainbow sponge blind boxes are officially coming back. Get ready for the launch. Let's go over to our painted claw machine and figure out what sponge we're gonna use for today's glam. If you guys didn't know, we have a whole series over on the Painted TikTok account where we showed you guys getting our very own custom painted claw machine. Literally, how cute is this? Let's go ahead and play it and see if we can win a painted sponge. Here we go. Look at this, you guys. Literally in control of my own claw machine. Like, how fun is that? Okay, let's go for this box right here in the front. Oh, first try! Yeah! That's right, bitch. Oh my God, I am so talented. Me squatting down like this, like a troll under a bridge. Are you kidding me? Let's see what color sponge we're gonna be using for today's video. You guys already know when the blind boxes come back, film your unboxing, post us, tag us. That way we can see if you get your favorite color or maybe even a golden painted sponge. Now I'll show you guys first. Ooh, orange, okay. We'll go in with our orange painted sponge. Get ready to shop on painted.co. Let me get this wet. Thank God for a little bit of water. Look at how gigantic our painted sponges get. Let's go ahead and apply. I'm gonna grab the shade 19N on my little painted acrylic mixing palette. Of course, we have these for our create paints, but you can use literally anything in your base routine on it. I'm gonna just dip this in on the butt end of my painted sponge, making sure it's nice and evenly applied, because I guess the technique with this is you don't want a lot. Oh my God, I'm just scared. This is like so different for me. Okay, you just kind of go in over top of everything else, and it's supposed to give you that like natural chiseled from within sort of look. So that's what we're gonna do. Blending, 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 applying, applying, applying. I wonder if I let it dry for too long before I started applying over top, because I feel like it's not really, oh, well, maybe it is blending out. Okay, I just need to blend a little bit harder. But I'm also fearful because this Contour 1 shade is very cool toned, so I don't want the foundation to mix in and turn gray. You know what? It's kind of working. Hold on. Let me trust the process. Keep blending. Just keep blending. Just keep blending. Ooh, okay. This foundation shade is definitely a little too dark. I literally just got back from a family vacation. I was in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. It was so much fun, but I did not get as tan as I would have liked to be, but that's okay. We're just gonna blend it down a little bit far on the neck. And let's see how this nose contour blends out, because you guys know I'm very particular about my nose contour. I need to look like I can barely breathe at all times. Yeah, it all just like blends away. You could definitely still see the contour and highlight underneath. Like my face does have dimension to it. It's just not as much dimension as I personally prefer. But again, the girlies like Kendall and Haley don't want to look full fucking beat. At this point, I think the base routine is looking pretty good. I am going to add more, full transparency. It wouldn't be a James Charles video if I didn't. But first impressions of the MPH by Mary Phillips contouring underpainting palette are really great. Mary is an incredible makeup artist. She has been a leader in this industry for a very long time, creating beautiful looks. And I think this matches perfectly with her brand. The aesthetic is great. The quality is great. The price is a little tiny bit higher than I would personally like to spend on a product like this. However, it is definitely giving that like luxury kind of vibe to it. And if you want to spend your hard-earned money on it, you be my guest. Personally, I would. So I'm gonna say 10 out of 10 for me. As I said, I do want to add a little bit more, but I don't want this entire video to be about contouring and highlighting. Okay, it's not the vibe, so I'm gonna make this quick, but I'm gonna go in with the Lunar Beauty Outer Dimension new bronzing and sculpting sticks. Manny just launched these and I saw them online. They look absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna use the shade Medium Sky and just go in to reinforce some of those contours that got a little bit lost throughout the blending process. That blended like butter. Oh my God, that was literally so quick and so easy. Look at that, you guys. Of course, the painted sponge really helps out in the process as well, but whoa. Okay, Miss Manny. Wow, that looks really, really great. Let's do a little bit more on the jawline. I'll add a bit more to the forehead as well. The shade is really, really good for me. It's adding a little bit of dimension without it looking like crazy. They also launched this really cute little contouring brush. I'm gonna use this end of it to reinforce my nose a little bit because the cheekbone stayed really strong with that MPH palette. However, the nose contour I feel like is completely gone and I like a snatched nose. Okay, I am very into that. Let's go on to concealer. Now, Makeup Forever just launched a brand new HD Skin full coverage waterproof concealer. I am super intrigued by this because I feel like I have not used a Makeup Forever base product in a while. Also, if you take off this little cap, it comes with its very own like built-in application brush. I gotta be real, I think that's corny as hell. Okay, nobody's using a fucking, well, maybe. You know what? Let me keep my mouth shut and I'll try it out before I start judging. I got the shade 1R02. Just gonna apply a little bit of this underneath my eyes. Same places that I put the MPH highlighting palette. I'm just gonna bring back some of that lightness to the center of my face. Oh, my hand is shaking. I had my morning coffee, but haven't had any food yet. Let me try to actually blend this out with the top of the concealer before I go into my sponge. Okay, let's see. I mean, certainly not bad. It's just taking a little bit longer than I would personally like to blend out my concealer, but maybe I've just gotten selfish with my painted sponge. Okay, honestly, that looks great. I take it back. Makeup Forever, sweetie, I'm so sorry. Your little gimmicky concealer brush kind of ate. It did eat, I fear. This is what Mary Phillips didn't want because look at this. This now looks crazy and fucking harsh. You know what? I'm never gonna be a natural supermodel. It's okay. Some people just weren't meant for that life. Lunar Beauty Outer Dimension Contouring Stick, 10 out of 10. This is a phenomenal formula. Congratulations to Manny, and I love this brush too. Makeup Forever Waterproof HD Concealer. So far, looks really great. I'm gonna wait on this ranking until a little bit later on in the video because sometimes concealer looks really good when you first apply it. Then all of a sudden you set it with powder and she starts creasing like crazy. I'm hoping that that isn't the case because this is looking so good so far. So, knock on wood, fingers crossed, but let's move on. Oh! Oh! I almost forgot. I have one more thing before I set this face in place. Of course, we need some blush. And today, whenever I hold up a little black palette, you guys should know it means painted lab samples. Okay, there haven't been any new exciting blush launches on the market, so I figured I would give you guys a little sneak peek at a future painted launch. And by future, I mean hopefully coming very, very soon during the holiday season. You guys have loved our painted blushes. They have become one of our best sellers and very iconic to the beauty industry, thanks to all of you guys. We launched with 8 shades. However, you guys know at Painted, we are always listening to our customers. And although you guys love the colors, there have definitely been requests for new additions to the painted blush family. So you ask, we listen. I'm gonna show you guys a brand new shade that'll be launching during the holiday season this year. It is this really beautiful, like kind of dusty, rosy, desaturated mauve color.
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
It's gonna look so beautiful on so many different skin tones. Just gonna go in and apply that with my J15 right to the cheeks. Ooh, look at how beautiful that is, you guys. I feel like the girlies that are just getting into blush are going to love a shade like this because it's very approachable. It definitely has some pigment to it if you really layer a lot on, but if you just go in with a little dip, it's gonna give you that beautiful, like blushing from within sort of look. I love this shade, and I definitely think it is gonna end up being one of our best sellers here at Painted. If you are not already, make sure you're following us on the Painted socials at Painted on TikTok and at painted.co on Instagram. That way you guys can be the first ones notified of the new Painted blush shades. Also, let me know if you guys want some more sneak peeks, because I can give it to you. I can. All of our cream and liquid products are finally applied. That took a little bit longer than normal. Let me go ahead and set my face in place and I'll be right back. I have zoomed you in. It's almost time for the $250 Louis Vuitton eyeshadow palette. But before then, we have to do our brows. And luckily for us, Anastasia Beverly Hills just launched brand new eyebrow markers. Now, interestingly, this is not the first time they've launched brow markers before. They still have brow markers, but these are smaller. I think it's their micro stroke brow pen. This is what it looks like. I think the packaging is very chic, and I love the fact that the bottom has a spoolie. So many brow markers out there do not have spoolies. This one does. We love to see it. And I'm gonna use the shade Soft Brown. Ooh, that is very tiny. That is a very tiny little tip. Let's see what we can create here. I'll use the spoolie first to brush all of the hairs in place. Okay, we'll do the tail first. I always have to remind myself when I'm using a brow pen to not go crazy, because when I'm using a pencil, you can kind of like use the spoolie to blur and blend it out whenever you draw in the little hair-like strokes. But when you're using a brow marker, it's literally like a fucking marker. You see every single hair. You can't go crazy. Bitch, that is a good eyebrow. Hello. Ooh, yeah, it looks filled in and it looks shaped and sculpted, but it does not look crazy. I will say it did take some precision. You do have to like really take your time with it and be patient to hand draw on one by one. But luckily this brush is so tiny that if you do make a mistake, you can super easily clean it up. That looks nice. Okay, let's do the other one. Those are great eyebrows. Ooh, I'm having a good brow day today. Like they look good, they look even, they're filled in, but they still look natural. Anastasia, you may have a hit on your hands, I fear. Great job. This pencil is great. It's super easy to use. It's very thin. It applies the ink evenly, which is always my biggest pet peeve when a tiny little pen dries out. Ugh, I like. Honestly, great product. 10 out of 10 from me. Let's move on, finally. I can't even believe this is real. In case you've been living under a rock, Louis Vuitton has launched their very own makeup line, and it has caused quite a lot of controversy because the prices are insane. This little eyeshadow palette, believe it or not, is an eyeshadow palette, okay? It fits in my hand. $250 for 4 shades. Obviously, that price tag and everything about this launch has been very controversial. However, if you look online, there's not been one negative thing said about this brand as of yet because every influencer got it in PR. Well, I didn't. I went to the Louis Vuitton store in New York City when I was there a couple of days ago and spent $800 on this 4-color eyeshadow palette, 2 lipsticks, and 1 lip balm. $800 on 4 beauty products, but I'm gonna give you guys the real tea. Now, with this whole launch, obviously there are quite a lot of differing opinions. The price is obviously the biggest discussion. Now, before I say anything at all, okay, $250 is fucking crazy. There is no eyeshadow palette, no packaging, no formula on planet Earth, unless it literally had like crushed diamonds in a glitter formula that is actually worth $250. It is 100% a scam. However, if you really think about it, all luxury shopping is a scam. You can go to Marshall's and buy a perfectly great purse for 20 bucks off the clearance rack, but at Louis Vuitton, when you're walking in, it's gonna cost you minimum $1,000, right? As a consumer, you get to choose if you want to spend your hard-earned money on that luxury purchase, whether it's a $20 purse from Marshall's or a $1,000 one from Louis Vuitton, it's gonna serve the same exact purpose of going over your shoulder and carrying your important items wherever you're going, right? So yes, the price tag is absurd, but it's also proportional scale when it comes to luxury shopping versus not. I've seen people talking about, well,
Louis Vuitton lipsticks are $160, but Hermes sells their lipsticks for $80, and Birkins are way more expensive than the Louis Vuitton bag.
that is true. The one thing I will give Louis Vuitton credit for is this packaging is unreal. It is very, very beautiful. Every detail was fully thought of. The gold LV monogram on the front, the other emblems are embossed into the matte black packaging. On the back, it is engraved with Louis Vuitton Paris. Also, when you open it up, it's full metal on the inside. The LV logo is embossed into the gold. And what's really cool about these products is that they are fully refillable. There's a little switch on the back here that when you pop it up, this comes up and you can switch out the shades on the inside for $92. For 4 colors, 23 bucks a pop instead of the 250. So when you think about it, this outer metal shell is kind of like a carrying case for the eyeshadows as opposed to the actual palette. The price is still fucking ridiculous, let me be clear, but at least it does help justify it. If you ran out of it, you could fill it up again for a lot cheaper and have the carrying case forever. The reason I bring up the comparison to Hermes though is because everyone's talking about the kind of like quality of the packaging. Hermes, yes, is cheaper at $80 instead of $160 for the lipsticks. However, it's plastic. It is very cheap material that probably cost them about $2 to maybe $3 on the high end per lipstick. So they are making a massive profit and really scamming the customer. Where I will give Louis Vuitton credit is obviously they are a very loved luxury brand. They could have released the same shit quality plastic packaging for the same price tag, and unfortunately, it would have sold out, but they didn't. They're using higher quality materials like metal. Each component has a magnet inside. The logos are coated, embossed, engraved. There's refills to every single product at a cheaper price. If this is Louis Vuitton's entry into the beauty community, at least they are scamming less than some of the other luxury brands doing the same thing. Does that make sense? All of that aside, I unfortunately paid $250 for this, whether I like it or not, so let's put on some eyeshadow. So these are the 4 colors we have to choose from today. Not a whole lot of options when it comes to the makeup look, but it's okay. We're gonna see what we can do. They did launch 8 different palette color combinations. I chose Waking Dawn just because I felt like it was the most neutral. So they weren't afraid of some color, which I think is fun. I did choose a boring one though. Let's grab a little blending brush and I'm gonna dip into this lovely little cool tone brown shade here in the bottom. We're gonna put this in the outer corner. Oh, okay. There's some pigment to that. I say that as if we should be like celebrating. Oh my God. I will say that did blend out really nicely. That one color was able to create quite a lot of dimension. I guess I'm not surprised. If they were gonna be charging this much for a palette or lipsticks, they better be a decent formula. I also forgot to mention earlier that this line was actually created in collaboration with Pat McGrath, who I'm sure most of you guys know who she is, but in case you don't, Pat McGrath is mother. She's been in the beauty industry for a very long time. She's an iconic makeup artist. She's done celebrities, magazine covers, runway shows. She has created so many different iconic makeup trends. She really is like a mother to the beauty industry. So I'm not surprised that with Pat McGrath's help, they were able to have good formulas. They better. Okay, so that is that nice warm brown shade, just adding a little bit of dimension into the eye. It's blending out very nicely. I do wish I had like a lighter shade to help blend. I think that I'm gonna grab this shimmery baby pinkish color. It's kind of like a peachy pink, this one, and I'm gonna try putting that on my lid. Oh wow, that is a whole lot of nothing. I guess to be fair, we have to keep in mind, this is a luxury makeup brand. The customers who can afford to buy this and are frequently shopping with Louis Vuitton probably aren't looking for a metallic glittery sparkle on their eyelid when it comes to a shimmer formula. So although this is not my cup of tea and to me is extraordinarily underwhelming, I can appreciate the fact that this sort of shimmer formula might be what somebody's looking for. Oh, it's just doing fucking nothing. Now I'm gonna grab a little pencil brush and I'm gonna grab the little champagne-y shade and see if I can brighten up my inner corner with this. Oh my God, please have some pigment. Wow. It's just really giving a whole lot of nothing. Let's highlight the brow bone a little bit. Okay, I mean, it showed up there a little bit. If I use a little bit of setting spray, will that help make it more apparent? Let's see. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, I don't know. To me, it's just really hard to justify a price tag like this when the shadows are just not doing a lot. $62.50 per color. If you eliminate the cost of the case, if you like just bought the shadow refill, $92 for 4 shades. $23 a color. And like, this is the look that I was able to create. I'm a brand owner, right? And I'm not trying to sit here and promote Painted, but we have 24 shades in our palettes and they are beautiful. So pigmented, the shimmers literally are like blinding, sparkly, gorgeous. They have layers and dimension to them. $55 for 24 shades, just over $2 a shade. Whereas this is $23 a color and you get barely any payoff. No, forget Painted. There's drugstore palettes that are even less than my brand that do more than this. It's just not worth it in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't even look that good. Like, ugh. No, fucking no. Let me do the other eye off camera quickly. I'll gather my thoughts and then I'll be right back. We're back. Both eyes are all complete. Does it look pretty? Yes, it does. Is it worth $250? No, absolutely not. Okay. Even if you are super rich and $250 is nothing to you, I still would not recommend this palette. Yes, the packaging is beautiful. I think Louis Vuitton put a lot of work and effort into the details, which I can respect and appreciate. However, the formula itself just is not groundbreaking. There are drugstore eyeshadow palettes that perform exactly the same, if not better. But that being said, of course, we still have the lipstick to get to in a couple of steps from now, $160. This may be worth the price, so keep watching. But for right now, let's move on to the next step of the makeup routine, which is going to be highlighter. Today, we're gonna be using the not new, but reformulated Patrick Ta Major Glow Cream and Powder Highlighter. Interestingly, this launch is controversial because these are not new. Patrick launched highlighters in the very beginning of his brand, and people did not exactly love the formula. I don't think that I ever tried the original formula, so I don't have a comparison in my head. But although it does kind of suck when people don't respond well to things, I can always respect when a brand owner does their due diligence of listening to their customers, goes back to the drawing board, and returns when they have a better product ready to go. So I think it's really cool that Patrick Ta did this. Now, I got sent 4 different shades. This one called Baby is like a beautiful little baby pink. I got this one called My Love, which is like a white diamondy sort of highlighter. I'm scared of that. Then I got Daddy, which is a more kind of like light bronzy shade. And then I also got Honey, which is a deeper bronzy shade. This one and Daddy are both, I don't think, gonna work for me. So unfortunately, my options are literally a baby pink or a white highlighter. Neither one of which I'm thrilled about. I wish they had like a light champagne color. I think that I'm just gonna go with Baby, the light pink here. He also had this really gorgeous dual-ended powder brush. Oh, it's a very soft formula, but doesn't pick up a ton on the finger. I wonder how this will actually pick up with the brush. Let's see. When I tapped off any excess, nothing came out of the brush. Interesting. It's very like soft but creamy at the same time. The powder formula I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's a little something there. It's not doing a lot, which again, similar to Mary Phillips, Patrick is glamming the most beautiful, insane supermodel celebrities on planet Earth. So unlike a lot of you guys, they're not looking for that beaming, I can see your highlighter from space type of formula. They're looking for a little bit more like that natural sheen, which again, I can appreciate. Not every makeup product is going to be for every single person. We all have different tastes and preferences, especially when it comes to brands and formulations. Let's see on this cheek. Yeah, it's there. It's just not really doing a ton, but it's not doing nothing. I wish it packed a little bit more of a punch. I will say that for sure. Let me do a little bit down the nose. Should I try to layer over the white formula over top of it? Or is that gonna fuck up the entire thing? Let's see. Whatever. YOLO. I'll grab just a little bit before. Oh yeah, that did intensify it. Okay, and it doesn't look like gray or white either. It just adds a little bit of sparkle. Okay, maybe I should have just started off with the white one to begin with. I was a little bit scared based on just the color, but it actually looks really pretty. Very subtle, definitely giving that like supermodel sort of glow. If that's what you're into, I think you're gonna love this. So I'm gonna rate the Patrick Ta newly reformulated Major Glow highlighters a 8 out of 7 out of 10. 8? Oh. 7.5. All right, we're almost done with the makeup routine today. Now, normally you guys know I like to do lipstick and then setting spray to end off the routine, but I wanna save the Louis Vuitton lipsticks for last today. So before then, we're gonna go in and lock this face all in place using the brand new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Blur Setting Spray. I love the OG Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. It's one of my absolute favorite formulas on the market. It smells good, it's a great spray, it lasts all day long, I love it. So the fact that they've launched a new matte version, hello, sign me up. We're gonna give it a good shake, just a little metal ball on the bottom. You guys can hear that to help mix together the formula. So let's see. Ooh, it smells different than the original formula. Not quite as good. Not bad, but not as good. Interesting, okay. Let's see, will it actually blur? Will it actually mattify? Will it actually smooth? I mean, what do you guys think? Have I blurred, mattified, and smoothed? I feel like it looks exactly the same. We'll wait and see though. It says primes and sets for up to 16 hours, oil and shine control, waterproof, no melting, fading, or creasing. Before and after makeup. Oh, interesting. Setting spray is one of those things where it's never gonna give that initial, like immediate reaction. You kind of have to test and see how it wears throughout the day. So first impressions are good, but the smell alone not being as great as the original is enough to dock a point for me. However, it can definitely earn it back if this keeps my face mattified and gorgeous for the entire day. Setting spray, done. Let's move on to the last and final step of this makeup routine, the Louis Vuitton $160 lip products. So they launched with two different types of lip products. Firstly, a lip balm. Again, $160, okay? The employee talked me into getting the shade, it doesn't say. I mentioned the eyeshadow palette is refillable, so are the lipsticks. So again, when you're paying that $160 price, you're kind of like paying for the case, right? Because this is $160. However, this is $59 to be exact. So what you can do, what I did actually is I bought the one lip balm and then I also bought the lipstick, which comes in a black version of the same case. I bought a satin red lipstick, but then I also bought a $60 refill of a matte nude shade. So what I can do, if I want the red, I can pop the red into the carrying case, or if I'm feeling nude that day, I can pop the nude into the carrying case and then twist it up to use that color instead. I do think the innovation is cool, but it's still $60 fucking for one lip color. No fucking no. That is interesting to me. Like the packaging is cool.
Just because you can take it out.
Right.
But like, what's it really saving? There's literally no innovation.
The innovation is the refillable packaging, which is not really innovation. It's been done before.
You know what I mean? Like, you still have to get the other lipstick compartment to put in.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? You might as well just have 2 lipsticks in your purse.
As much as we complain about it, there are going to be rich old ladies that pay for this because they can. So I'm just here to give my perspective and review, which again, similar to the eyeshadow palette, there is no lipstick formula on God's green earth that is worth $60. Again, with the palette, everyone's talking about,
Oh, the quality's so good. It's metal, it's monogrammed, it's engraved, it has magnets.
yes, that is true. All of those things are really nice and does make for a really beautiful package. It's nice packaging and it does cost Louis Vuitton more to actually manufacture it. So yes, they are cutting some of their profits by making those choices, but I gotta be honest with you guys, okay, as somebody who owns their own brand, I'm working on lipsticks, have been working on lipsticks. To add a magnet to a component is about 20 cents. 20 cents per unit, probably even less when you're ordering millions like Louis Vuitton is. So when everyone's saying, oh, it's such high quality, yes, it's better quality than plastic, but they're still scamming you. So it's up to you on whether or not you want to get involved into the scam. Anyway, let's apply this shit. Starting off, let's do the balm first, okay? What color did I get in the balm? Monogram Touch. It's like a nice dark red. This is giving Clinique Black Cherry. Lip balm, here we go. I will say, I love the color. I think the color is really, really, really pretty. It is giving very much Clinique, oh, not black cherry, black honey is what I meant to say. It's a nice like neutral deep red. It has a nice little slight raspberry flavor too. It's nice. It's just not doing a whole lot. Not for $160, that's for sure. What I also don't love is, although this is a lip balm, it's pretty matte. Like my lips feel more hydrated than they were, which is nice, of course, but I can tell that this is the type of formula if I just left it on with nothing over top in about 10 minutes, my lips would be back to feeling dry. And then I'd have to pull my balm out of my purse, reapply every 10 minutes to go through this tube faster to then purchase a refill. So $160 lip balm is gonna be a fucking no from me. But let's try the actual lipstick, because I will say in the videos that I've seen of people trying this out, it looks really beautiful. I do have both a red and a nude. In the red, I got the shade Time Capsule in the satin formula, and the nude, I got the shade Wild Soul. I'll do the red first because I don't want a red lip today, but I will show you guys how it actually applies, and then I will switch to the nude for the final look. So let me go ahead and pop in my red, which is cool. It is cool. It's a fun process. Let me use my Louis Vuitton mirror to apply it. Might as well, right? Just gonna put it right over top of the lip balm. There it is. Did it apply nicely? Sure. Is the color nice? Sure. Is it worth $160? Absolutely fucking not. Not in any world, not on any planet. It's a fine red. I will keep it in my makeup collection because Lord knows that I can't return it. So I'm gonna pop out the red, put on my little Louis Vuitton monogrammed cover to the red. That's how you have to store it. They can't even give you like a nice metal cap. It's a fucking plastic emblem cover for your refills. Hate that. And I will pop in my nude matte formula into my lipstick holder, and now I can twist it up and use that.
It should look way different. Like it should look like the normal lipstick compartment.
The internal thing, you think?
Yeah, like the case or whatever they're calling it, it should be like padded leather. They're trying to make it like a Louis Vuitton piece. You're keeping it, so it feels like it's yours every time you refill the lipstick. It should be a little more special.
Well, don't worry, Trevor. They did provide this lovely suede Louis Vuitton carrying case for your refill. Is that special enough for you?
No.
No, agreed, it's not. For the actual nude, I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips first. Lips are lined. Let's use our Wild Soul matte lipstick. Again, it's nice, has the LV logo nicely monogrammed into the side, just like every other brand on planet Earth. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Wow, I was going to say that that has no pigment, but that is accidentally the exact same color as my lips. Oh my God, I didn't even do that on purpose. Literally, look at that. It's literally the exact same color as my actual lips. Ooh. I will say for being a matte lipstick, not super matte. There's definitely still a little bit of shine to this. It's giving more like soft matte or satin matte. That is not matte. Also, if I go like this, let's see the transfer. Bitch. Hello, not even fucking close. What is that? This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Final thoughts on Louis Vuitton makeup because I don't want to talk about this anymore. I know that most people cannot afford to shop this brand, so don't worry. If you can't, you're not missing out on literally anything. If you can afford to shop this brand and you're interested, first of all, good for you. Please hit me up or slide into my DMs. Okay, I'm totally open to a sugar mommy or daddy. Eyeshadow palette, absolutely the fuck not. The formula is very, very basic and bland. You can do much, much, much better for a cheaper price. Lipsticks, on the other hand, I can get behind. I don't think they're worth $160, but people are going to pay for them regardless of my opinion. So if you're going to pick up anything from the brand, I would at least allow it to be these. The packaging is very nice. Both matte and satin formulas apply nicely. They feel comfortable on the lips. There was a good shade selection. You know, we all work hard for our money. And if you want to spend it on that, be my guest. I wouldn't. But if you do, I don't think you'll be disappointed. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that is a full face of controversial new makeup launches, all complete. What do we think about this final makeup result? I gotta keep it real. I kind of love it. I think that everything ended up working pretty well. The only misses of today's video were the Fenty primer, the One Size finishing powder, and the Louis Vuitton eyeshadow palette. Everything else, the NPH underpainting, the foundation, the concealer, the sculpting sticks, the brow markers, the highlighters, the setting spray, and whether we like it or not, the lipsticks were a hit. Well, hit might be a little generous. Definitely leave me a comment down below if you've been meaning to try out any of these new makeup launches and what you guys think about them. Did I miss anything? Do you want to see another new makeup launches video soon? Let me know and I would love to hear from you guys. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below. Your love and support helps out the channel a ton. Click that subscribe button, ring that bell so you get notified just like this every time I upload a brand new video. If you want to follow me on my social media journey, my Instagram and TikTok are both just James Charles. And of course, make sure you guys are following Painted for the comeback of the Rainbow Sponge blind boxes. 12 people are gonna get golden sponges. So follow Painted on TikTok at Painted, or our Instagram and website are both just painted.co. I love you guys so much and I will see you next Friday with a brand new video. Goodbye.